Hey y'all, how y'all doing, man? Before we dive into today's Can I Share My Thoughts segment, let's take a moment for all the brilliant minds who haven't yet learned to question, reflect, and shape their own thoughts. Think of them like our comrades in arms, fallen soldiers waiting for rescue. Hold on. All right, there you go. All right, we ain't gonna give up on y'all. All right, look. Now, before we move on, I want to spotlight something close to my heart. My sister Michelle Peavy has crafted these beautiful electric candles. See, watch this. See, flameless, right? They stay. I use them for meditation, and they're perfect for any space where you might need to be calm and focused. My kids love them. They use them like flashlights sometimes. I use them in the morning for silent sits. You know what I'm saying? But if you like one, just let me know in my comments, and I'll send the information directly to my sister Michelle. She handles everything on her stuff with that. I promise you, you'll love it as much as we do. All right, y'all, come on. Bam. Let's hit this right here. Okay, let's jump into Can I Share My Thoughts? Your questions and my answers. Hello, family. You know who it is. It's Charles Suggs, a.k.a. Key Chapters, a.k.a. Consciousness, all right? Sometimes I like to let people know I'm a psychologist of the Thoughts in the Group Network. My sister say I got to do this, but I'm going to let y'all know. Well, welcome back to our new post-production segment, Can I Share My Thoughts? Every week, we'll put up real questions from the global community, from everybody we're dealing with. We're in Germany, y'all, Nigeria, Japan, all over the United States and beyond. I'm going to do my best to try to answer this, right? And I promise I'm going to lean in on every question. In this segment, you'll be able to find this on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. The Thoughts in the Group Network podcast, the original page, that's me. You understand? The best podcast in the world for mental health. Today's question comes from a single mother within a 17-year-old approaching 18, and she writes me, she said, how can understanding and listening in silence like you taught in episode 1 help rebuild me and my son's relationship? Communication has broken down between us, and I still want to support him, and I feel I'm stuck. Any advice on using listening and silencing, creating understanding between us? First of all, thank you for trusting Thoughts in the Group Network with something so close to your heart like the relationship with your son. And I know it might feel like you once had an open dialogue and it's choppy, but here are three steps that you can start today. Create safe, silent spaces, which means schedule a weekly silent sit together and sit in the living room, kitchen, wherever. No phones, no TV, just side by side. Silence might feel awkward at first, but that's the point. It gives each of you time to feel and understand what words you're about to say. Then practice reflective listening. After you silent sit, invite him to share anything on his mind. When he speaks, listen, don't interrupt. No planning your reply. Reflect like, what I'm hearing is, or, well, it sounds like son that, you understand? This will let him think that and know that you care. Then bridge the generational gap. Ask open-ended questions. One small thing I could do this week could be like this. What do you think? Right? Ask him. And let silence fall with each question. Resist trying to urge to fill that little space. You ain't got to hurry up and rush to, you don't have to rush to answer. That's the problem. People think you have to. Give them time to answer. Use open-ended questions, because when you use open-ended questions, they can't say no. They got to say a sentence. They got to say something. This is not something you can just be like, oh. This is like a call to action. If you use this, man, if you try this out, come back to our Facebook group or drop a comment on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, wherever. Hashtag Silent Sit Challenge. And let us know what shifts you did to create what you want to happen. And I promise we're going to celebrate your victories all over if you wanted to, right? With all the ways you troubleshooted and any roadblocks you had to overcome, we want to know about it. All right, everybody. So let's get ready for today's podcast. Stay curious, stay woke, stay sovereign. I'm going to see you on the inside. Hey, y'all. I'm so happy to see y'all, man. I swear to God, man. Y'all look good, too. Let's take a breathing exercise for me. Breathe in. Hold it. Get it out. Hey, everyone, back. Welcome back to the Mental Sovereignty Series. I am Charles Suggs, a.k.a. Key Chapters, a.k.a. Consciousness. Today's episode is about observing your inner watcher. Awareness versus reaction. It's going to be one of those series, yeah. That was one of those episodes. By the end of this episode today, in the next few minutes, you're going to know how to flip the switch from actor to observer, because it's a difference. And you're about to reclaim your mental space with my help and tap back into that silence that we were talking about in episode 1, which is your divine, which is the part of yourself. Let's dive in. Straighten it out. All right. It's time to meet your inner watcher. First off, who is this inner watcher? You know, my perspective is it's the voice inside you that never shouts, never begs, never panics, and doesn't really use all words, right? It just simply notices, right? It just watches, right? You can call it your conscious, you can call it your subconscious, you call it the divine within you, but it's definitely pure awareness. Listen, imagine you watching a movie, right? You feel the tension, you laugh at the jokes, you may even flinch at the scary parts. But guess what? You don't become the victim in Friday the 13th. You don't become the hero on the screen, right? You ain't Denzel Washington. You watching Denzel, right? You know what you do? You stay safely in your seat eating popcorn, a whole hand, fully present, yet untouched by the stuff that's going on in that story. No drama that's in that movie should bother you at all, and it doesn't. You know why? Because that's when you're using your inner watcher, the observer, right? Now listen, let's talk about why awareness beats reaction. Now, let's contrast that watcher with our default mode, which is reaction, because that's the default mode for everybody. People need to be more proactive, but we are more reactive. And I tell my wife all the time, be more proactive than reactive, which means take time to think. I'm not saying she don't think, I'm just saying take time to think and say the third thing come to your mind, not the first thing. Because reaction is automatic. Reaction is unfiltered. Reaction often leaves us drained or regretful that we even said the words we said. And remember, words are powerful. Awareness, on the other hand, is international. I didn't mean to say international, I meant to say intentional. Sorry about that. Intentional. It creates space, you understand? It gives you choices, it gives you decisions. You understand? You just got to learn how to do it, right? And if you don't know how to do it, here's a quick practice on how to do it. Listen to me. First, notice any strong thoughts or feelings like anger, anxiety, excitement, even happiness. Then label it silently. That's anger, that's happiness, that's fear. Then breathe. When you exhale, watch it come and go just like that. Don't hold on to it. See, that little tiny pause that you notice and you label within that breath is your gateway back to mental sovereignty. Which you taking authority of your thought process so you can get your power back. And that's the reason why it's going on with y'all. A lot of y'all can't move forward because you don't recognize the power you have within yourself, which is the observer. That's why you're being manipulated. That's why it's so easy to be inspired from the outside world, right? To have an impact on your inside world. Let me tell you a story about power. Somebody recognize their power. Let's talk about Superman for a second. Yeah, it's fiction, but let's talk about it. Remember young Clark Kent that was really Superman, was getting chased by some kids home? Go watch the movie. He was running so fast, then all of a sudden his feet started lifting off the ground. He raced so fast, he almost flew away. Then it came the moment at the farm where he lifted that massive trailer over his head. But you know what? I know how it is. I've been there. In that instant, he realized two things. Man, I'm more than my body. That's when his power became real. The moment he chose to step into it and accept it and recognize it, the awareness, right? Now that you're aware of what you're going to be, you're going to be the actor or you're going to be the observer, because it matters. Now, he could have used the strength to lash out. Instead, he detached from his anger, because the anger is connected to the actor, right? Understand what I'm saying? The anger and emotion is not connected to the observer. he became an observer and decided, I'm Superman. You have your own Superman moments in your life. You already had them. You got more ahead, right? You just got to realize what you're going to do when you have them. You got to understand what to do. I have like 4 steps to strengthen your power and recognize the awareness as being an observer and a watcher. Let's break it down into 4 simple steps that you can start practicing today. Okay? Step 1, which I do every morning. I sit in front of the sink. My wife be telling me, you spend about 2 hours in the bathroom. I love me. I say good things to myself all the time. But I want you to start doing a morning check-in, which means sit quietly for 2 minutes. Close your eyes and notice your breathing. Don't narrate, don't look at your phone, just observe. What I ask you to observe your thoughts. Because sometimes, the majority of the times, your thoughts got images, right? Then I want you to start doing thought labeling, which means during your day, when a thought grabs you mentally, tag it. Treat it like a business, like a factory. Listen, hey, that's a planning thought. That's a judging thought. That's a worry thought. Then let it float away when they leave the plant, like employees, right? Now, step 3, I want you to create emotional distance from what you're watching. When you feel a surge, anger, frustration, dread, name it on a scale from 1 to 10. Hey man, I'm pissed off, that's a 9. I may need to slow down before I react to it, right? Or I'm happy, that's a 2, right? I could just enjoy it. But all at the same time, you're just supposed to be watching instead of acting on it, right? Step 4, reflective journaling. That's right, I'm telling you that's important. You want to write down one moment you reacted automatically, right? Just not thinking, just and then one moment you pause to observe, and then said something didn't. And after you do that, I want you to celebrate your wins and learn from the rest of it. You understand what I'm saying? Listen, man, this is good, man. It's good for y'all. I just showed you the difference between being an actor and being an observer. I just showed you the difference between watching a Hulu or Tubi or being in a movie. Because you know some of them movies be, I ain't dissing Tubi, I'm just saying. But listen, I enjoyed this with y'all. I love y'all, man. All right? Don't forget to tap in on Facebook with Universal Promise with Dr. George Henderson, right? I'm going to have the link down in the bottom, right? And I promise you, his tailored coaching will help you integrate the correct mindset to understand what I'm talking about, being an observer and practicing this seamlessly, all right? This is sponsored by The Thought Root, created by the Thought Center Group Network Laboratories. Yeah, we hooked now. Which you creating a supplement that fuels your brain with fundamental paths to clarity and to be calm. And it's just a capsule away, y'all. And also, Pure Shield. I love saying that, Pure Shield. Pure Shield, where the topic is bugs and the agenda is treatment to people and saving people through eco-friendly. Let's bring a conclusion, all right? Let's bring it home, all right? All right. Observing your inner watcher is a lifelong practice. Create a lifestyle out of it. Every time you choose awareness over reaction, you are winning. Reclaim your mental space, you understand? Every time you do it, you're going to prevent unnecessary drama, right? You're going to step closer to your authentic self. Yeah. That's what you're going to do. It's going to be beautiful, right? I'm so happy y'all pulled up on me, man. You know? Next week, we're going to unpack episode 4, which we're going to talk about emotional awareness that creates mental sovereignty and how to decode and harness your feelings as your allies. Because it can be done, right? Listen, y'all. Until then, practice everything I said and practice the pause. Watch your mind like a movie. Experience it, but don't be it, okay, y'all? I'm Charles Suggs, a.k.a. Key Chapter, a.k.a. Consciousness. Stay mentally woke, stay sovereign, stay curious, and I'm going to see you next time. I love y'all. Till next time, right? And don't forget, send in your comments and your questions for sharing your thoughts. I will answer your questions, or I will have somebody on the team answer it. Y'all stay beautiful, stay woke. Remember, you are love, you are wealth, your healthy lifestyle. Till next time, thoughts in a
Pure Shield has come up with bug defense solution that is not only effective but safe for the entire family. Unlike other pest control products, Pure Shield Natural RX offers a powerful poison-free product that is harmless to plants and animals. Why settle for hazardous options when Pure Shield is here to protect both you and the environment? Join us in making a safe and sustainable choice. Together, we can create a healthier future. Pure Shield